What is going on, everybody? I hope everyone's having a good day. My name is Mike Levels. I'm here again. How's everyone doing? How's everyone going? This week has been crazy. We have CPI tomorrow, and trading has been very nuts. I feel like we're trading off Trump tweets right now and vibes. What's good? Wolf the Wall Street. That's a live name. I like that. Yeah. We're here. All right. Yeah, like I said, so how's everyone's day, week, month going? I mean, we got one more week till October, which is till the end of October, which is crazy. Time is flying. That was a nice calling. I appreciate it. I wish it would have played out today. I thought we were going to get some follow through, on shorts today, and we kind of did a little bit in the morning and just reversed. So it's funny that you say that because I'm thinking about scalping along. It's kind of going without us already, but it seems like we might want to target some buy side liquidity. I honestly thought this move would happen tomorrow, not today. I was thinking that, we come in cooler and the markets scream, but the markets will do what the markets want to do, right? Let me grab my notebook. I like that. What's good? Chocolate Thunder. Solid week, that's good. Who's in buys today? Yeah, if you're in a buy today, you're winning, and that's a good trade. Hindsight looking in, I should have honestly gotten out. I'm thinking that we at least would come down here because I like to buy in a discount. So I'm thinking from low to high, be between 61 and 79. I'm sure this is probably 61% in terms of the fib retracement. High to low, not even quite 61. So I was thinking, you can see my level right here. I was ready to go longs and take it up, but it is what it is. Seems like we're about to go hit highs and make new highs, which is fine. But again, the markets have been crazy. So CPI, if it does come in hotter, we could definitely see this roll over. Who's in buys? I feel like this is still all foreign language. I feel it. I mean, this is a journey, right? Like you learn new things day after day, week after week, month after month. You definitely don't want to force and try to take in too much information at once because one, you have a meltdown, and two, you won't be able to really apply what you learned, right? When you learn too much at once, you want to really take this slow and easy because this is long term, right? For most of us, I would hope you want to do this, for a long time, or at least until I guess you make a couple $1 million and maybe some of y'all will be out. That's fine. For me personally, I love trading. I love looking at the markets every day and seeing what's going on around the world and generating trade ideas and seeing your trade ideas work. Oh, snap. Give me 1 second. Everything good? Okay, cool. Can y'all hear me? Can't see your screen. Okay, can you see my screen now? Can y'all see my screen? Hold on, let's see. Good? Yeah, we're good. Okay, cool. All right, cool, yeah. But yeah. We hear and see, okay, great. Cause I was like, no. I'm just talking to myself, that's crazy. But yeah, I just want to also give a shout out to the boys on here, Riz, Josh, Anthony, my boy Tyler, my boy Marco, AB, had his first one today, did really well. And the whole team, I mean, everyone is a well-oiled machine and everything's been running smooth and it's just really good vibes, good energy. So it's easy to come on here and talk to y'all when you have a great crew like that. You know what I'm saying? Everyone is, dialed in, locked in. We're all here for a bigger cause. We know the potential of this, channel, and we want people to learn how to trade. I mean, this skill, once you get it down, you're good for life, So please take it very serious because there's no cap, there's no salary cap once you learn how to trade and you're a consistently profitable trader, So that's one of the biggest cons. A lot of professions, you have, caps. But with trading, it's just really as good as your skill and capital. The sky's the limit. I mean, you can really go through the sky. Honestly, the moon nowadays, right? Good to see you, Mike. I appreciate it. Do I need to have a subscription for this platform? Sorry. For TradingView, you can use it for free, but I would recommend getting the subscription. And I think you need to pay for real-time data if you're like trying to trade NQ or ES. There's other ways around it. You can trade like via CFD. But if you want to trade futures, then yeah, you would need to pay. I don't think it's too crazy. I think it's like $15 a month, and then maybe another $4 or $5 a month for the data. But don't quote me on that. Mike, you don't have your channel. I have a YouTube channel, yes, but I haven't been posting in public. Yeah, I haven't been posting much, but I am going to though. I am going to. That's one of the goals I have for 2026 is really to get out there more and just share my story and talk about my experience working at a proprietary firm for almost 4 years, working at KGG/SMB Capital and the experiences I had. And then just talking about, everyday things that people go through, the ups and downs, because trading can be lonely and it can be fun and it can be really, really bad. You have your highs, your lows, and the markets can humble you real fast. It loves doing that, especially when you're on a really, really good hot streak. The minute you start feeling yourself, the market's like, thank you, that's all I needed. You know what I'm saying? The market takes it personally, and then from there, you get your you have your losing streaks, but it's all part of the game, right? As long as you're a good risk manager, you should be good. But we're all human beings too, so our emotions can definitely cloud our judgment from time to time, and that's why I love trading, because it really tells you about yourself, and you learn what you like and what you don't like. You learn what you're good at, what you're not good at. If you're journaling, you should be journaling. If you're a real trader and trying to take this serious, I'd advise that, so that you can go over it during the weekends, and from there to see what you can excel on, what you can get better at, what your strengths are. You won't know any of this without journaling, So I like trading, but there's definitely times where I'm like, wow, this is not for the weak. This is, especially when you're having a great trade and it's like a couple pips or points away from your take profit, and boom, some news comes out and you end up losing on a trade or break even. That's a different type of pain. It's crazy. Okay, what's up? Mike, okay, yeah, shout out Marco. Yeah, shout out to Marco, for real. He's a dog. I do got a Discord, correct. Thanks, Mike. If I'm in a Discord group, is there a specific place I can find beginner information? So I have like a videos tab, and I don't want to talk too much about it, but I do have a videos tab which, talks about intro to trading. It could be a little bit more organized. It's another thing I'm just trying to work on with my trading coach, or partner, I guess, Bino. We're coming up with some game plans on how to just be more organized and detailed. So that's definitely loading. MJ took it personally meme. Exactly. Yeah, Joker, I was gonna talk about that too. Yeah, Beyond Meat, it's crazy. I know a couple guys that made some millions, and I know some guys that wish they made even more, which was nuts. I know a dude that was long from like 60 cents with like 2 million shares, so there's money in stocks. I'm not sure if there's a lot of stock traders in here, but I came from the stock world and I still got stocks every day. And when you're in plays like that, you can make a lot of money. A lot of guys hit their PRs. Like I saw on X, a lot of guys were like, yeah, this is my first $1 million day. Shorting Beyond, you could have made money both sides, right? Long and short. So give me 1 second. I just saw something. Okay, cool. All right. What do you think is the best route to learn how to trade with a good strategy? It's a good question. I would say that you would have to definitely find someone that matches your personality, right? Like if you're more of a chill type of calm individual, just, everyday conversations, I would definitely go with someone who matches that style, right? I wouldn't think you would learn too much from someone who's a scalper, very emotional, and you can still be extremely profitable being very emotional. Like I know they say you have to mute your emotions and all that, and to me personally, I don't think you need to a degree. I mean, if you're, of course, if you're like slamming your keyboard every single day, then you might need anger management classes. That's different. But in terms of like being down or up, that's just, we're human beings, right? Like you can try your best to be monotone or like emotionless, but same time, I mean, if you look at the best traders and their interviews, they'll let you know, like, yeah, they experienced emotions, and you have to work around that. But anyways, I would say you want to find a trader that matches your personality. That's really big, and it'll help you in terms of learning at your pace. You don't want to be looking at 8 to 12 different traders, because then you get information overload, and that can be annoying because that sets you back. You think that you're getting all this free information and you're like, all right, cool, but it just clouds your judgments. You tried too many different strategies. You don't know what works, what doesn't work. So I would say maybe like 3 different mentors at max at the beginning, like 3 different guys that you truly believe that you like their style and you think you could copy it, sort of. Like, you can't ever really copy someone's strategy to the T because you don't have their brain. You don't know what they're thinking, and there's always little stuff that they can't really teach you that you just learn with chart time. But you can get really, really close. So I would say definitely look for people, again, that match your personality, that aren't showing Lamborghinis every single day. Those are, like I said, those are fine. That's cool. But when you're trying to learn, you need to make sure you have realistic expectations. Like, you're not going to get a Lamborghini in 2 weeks. You could get it in 6 months, who knows, or a year. But like 2 or 3 weeks, I just haven't seen that. But who knows? But yeah, so just try to, that's kind of hard, because when I first started back in like 2016, I did everything that you weren't supposed to do. I had multiple different mentors. I was learning multiple different strategies, and it took me a lot longer to learn a profitable strategy because I was learning from too many people. It took me a while to figure out, like, hey, let me just learn from one person and really hammer down. And that's when the game changed for me. I was able to still pick different things and apply it to my own strategy, but it definitely took longer than it needed to, because I was just learning too many different things at once, thinking that, yeah, all this information is good, and it wasn't. It really wasn't. There was a lot of fluff, a lot of BS that I could have gone without, but I didn't know. I was new. No problem. Finding one edge is all that matters. Everything else is gambling. That's true. What's good? Did you hear? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. My guy Riz, what's good? What's good? Shout out to Riz. Hey Mike, what's good? What's good late in here? Honestly, like I said, I was thinking about going long NQ, right? Just thinking that we could do a quick scalp trade. You see it, hit the order block or demand zone, whatever you want to call it. I like to call it demand zone, but there's different names. To me, it's the same. Or you can say the fair value gap, it wick through there, but I do think it's going to grab buy-side liquidity. I just feel like we probably just continue to run higher until Asian session, and maybe we might reverse, but I don't know. We have CPI tomorrow, right? So definitely got to be mindful of that too. It's going to be interesting, how if the data does come hotter. I do expect this to head lower, but if it does go cooler, I mean, we're probably most likely gonna make new highs. It seems like we already formed our low. Again, I thought we were gonna go lower. I thought this was a fake out for a lower high for one more leg down. Didn't happen, that's fine. So now, I mean, if we close, we're closing like this today, it wouldn't make sense not to go higher unless, again, we come in hotter than anything. I mean, at that point, it's free game. Stay tuned. Yeah, the giveaway, yeah. Stay tuned for sure for the giveaways. Let's start getting some questions. Yeah, please ask me anything. I'm here. Again, I'm still eyeing this NQ for longs, a quick scalp. If I had to trade it right now, maybe something like, I always like to go for at least 2-to-1, but I'm also not trying to chase trades. We'll see if this pulls in. I would think about going long, because I prefer really this would be ideal. Don't know if we'll do that right now. If we did grab buy-side liquidity before CPI, that would be interesting too, though. Sui is dumping hard. Sweet. Oh, okay. That's crypto? Is ICT your main focus for? Nah, actually, I only know ICT through my brother and mentor, JCap. Like, I haven't really watched a lot of his videos. I understand fair value gaps, order blocks, buy side, sell side. But when it comes to like the, real deep ICT concepts, I don't know them, and not like they don't work. It's just, for me, I've already had my own strategy beforehand. So I just added what Kyle taught me and to what I already knew. And that's how I have, because I know ICT doesn't use MAs. I know he doesn't use volume or stochastics or, a lot of stuff. But I just added what I learned, at Kirshner, at my last firm, along with what I learned from Kyle, JCap, and then applied my own. And then I had other mentors in the past too, right? Like, I've almost been trading for almost 10 years. So I've had a lot of different guys that I've learned from. I learned from a lot of professional traders at my last firm in terms of fundamentals, in terms of what they're looking at when they're momentum trading, which I'm not really a big fan of momentum trades, but they have their place. When you have strong continuation, especially with stocks, I feel like they work better with stocks when you have volume and prices going, especially with some catalysts like news. Usually goes for a couple of days. For example, Beyond, I forgot exactly what the news was, but yeah, this is disgusting round trip too. So guys, I know we're long from right here, like 65 cents, and it was going, imagine you're long 2 million shares and it gets all the way up to 8.5, and then I know guys that were shorting, like Steven Dux. I think he shorted around 7 to 7.25 and made $7 million in a day. It's crazy, so you could have made money on the long side or the back end side, is what I think Lance calls it, for shorts. You're not asking, there's no new questions. You can ask me any question, because I wish I had this back when I first started learning how to trade. I would have asked hundreds of questions. Like, you need to ask questions. That's how you learn, right? Don't ever be afraid to ask questions. And I'm on this platform because I want to teach people how to trade as well, or at least, if you have a similar personality as me, then you can learn the way, or my style of trading, right? And that's why we have so many different types of traders. Like, Tyler trades a different way, AB trades a different way, Marco trades a different way, and they all make money. There's so many different ways to make money in the markets, and that's what I love about the markets. There's not one way, because that would be so boring if there was just one way to make money in the markets. There's literally a million different ways. The biggest thing, though, is risk management. If you have no risk management, it doesn't matter what strategy you have, you're not going to make money. So, and I'm telling you, I've seen guys literally just trade support and resistance. I mean, that's like what everyone learns at the beginning, and still to this day have been doing it for 20 plus years and continue to make 5-10 million plus a year, just based off support and resistance and volume, and of course ATR, average true range, and stuff like that. But the main thing is they're putting in levels and know their levels that they look at, and if it hits that level, they go long or short. They don't complicate it. What do you think about GU? Let's see. So for GU, I was short earlier this week, and I put that in ChartFanatics, so I was able to catch most of this short. You can see that kind of inverted the fair value gap over here, right? The daily fair value gap. Honestly, if we do come in cooler tomorrow, this is my 200 day. This is my bread and butter. I use my 200 day a lot just to navigate and see where price is at. It's just another area of support. Most hedge fund managers use the 200 day, and stock traders. If I had to guess right now, I'd say if we come in again cooler, I think we blast off in terms of longs. But at the same time, it's a weird situation. I would think maybe we have power of three, where we come down, take out the early, I guess buyers are long right here, take out the stops and then go higher. I'm not 100% sure, because we're in a weird spot. But again, if we come in hot, we're coming down here easily, coming down to these lows, just because at that point, indication is probably holding rates for a little bit longer, which strengthens the dollar, and result, GU would probably be heading lower. Is my thought process. Doesn't mean it's 100%, but that's the thought process I have. Trump just dumped the markets again. What'd he say? Let's see. Hey, Damaris, chill. Yeah, Marcus is crazy. What did you learn from JCap? I learned a lot. I mean, I've known him for, well, I call him Kyle, but of course, yeah, his name is JCap, but I call him Kyle because his real name. But I've known him for almost like 4 years now, 3.5, almost 4 years, and I've learned so much. I mean, it's just a lot of different things because he has live streams, so you can see what his thought process is when trading. Again, I learned a lot of the ICT concepts that I'm showing here, which isn't that much. I've learned all that from Kyle. I do know who the guy, ICT is, of course. I know he's the founder and owner of all that, which is fine. I do think that his concepts do work. It makes sense. I don't really I wouldn't say I think his whole methodology of like how the markets are ran, I don't know if I necessarily agree with everything he says, but he does have some points that I can agree with for sure. And again, I just added to how I already trade, and it's helped me out a lot for sure. So I'll give ICT credit for sure, but I learned from JCap. So just one trade making 2R to 1R and you're done for. Usually, I like to swing trade too. So if I see a trade that can give me 5 to 1 or more, and all I gotta do is hold for 3 or 4 days, I'll take that trade any day of the week. But for the most part, minimum, I'm taking 2 to 1 trades. And I see those more often than I see the 4 to 1s. Of course, yeah, if you want to go down to the 5 minute and really be tight on your stops, that's not how I learned, and that's not how the traders I saw that were making millions at my firm were doing. They let the trades breathe, because anything can happen. You're seeing this week with, Trump is tweeting every other day and moving the markets. Imagine if you had a super tight stop, it kind of just messes up the whole groove, and then you see your trade go your way. That's the worst feeling, is to have a tight stop and see your trade go your way. It's like, I'd rather just have it breathe, and when it is going my way, then sometimes I'll add to it, right? Like asymmetric risk. So I'll tighten the stop a little bit as it's going my way, and then add a new position, right? That's really how you, I feel like that's the best way to trade versus always having your stops super tight. Unless you have the psych in mind to have, because with that type of trading, you're usually at like 20 to 30% win rate, unless you're Tyler. Tyler's different, right? He's done his studies. He's insane, but super locked in, and he knows his strategy to the T. If you're like him and you see those big, 20 to 1s, then that's different. But again, he's been doing this for years, right? He's been back testing for years and refining his strategy. So that's kind of different for most people that are doing that. They're not really hitting above 40%, but their RR makes up for it. So, it's a give or take in that. For me, I would say I'm probably like around, depends. Some weeks I'm at like 50, 55. Some weeks I'm at like 40, 45, but I'm always making sure my R is minimum 2 to 1. Usually a lot of trades, like this week I had trades that were hitting for 3 to 1, 4 to 1. But I also am really good in terms of letting my trades breathe and knowing when to add size too. That takes experience as well in chart time, knowing like, okay, I've seen this setup before a million times. This is one of my setups. I'm gonna add size if this happens, right? If we get past this level, I will put another position. Or, if we're close to my stop, I don't add the losers. Like, that doesn't make sense to me. I know some traders do, but I listen to like Paul Tudor Jones a lot and Stanley Druckenmiller, and that was one big thing that, they never added to losers. They didn't believe in that, and I don't want to believe in that either, because if it's not going your way, it's not because the markets are wrong. It just means that your trade isn't working, and that's fine. You know what I'm saying? But you have to be a risk manager first, because if you blow your account because you keep doubling down, then there's no capital at the end of trade. So what's the point, right? And for me, it's always live to fight another day. Like, I'm okay. I'll take my profits, call it a day, come back, because it compounds every day. If you're making $2,000 a day and you trade 5 days a week, I usually trade like, I would say 2 to 3, but let's say you trade, 3 days a week, right? $2,000, that's $6K, right? Every week, right? $24K a month. I'm not saying that, of course, you have the losses and all that, but just think about it versus thinking, okay, I got to make 15K today, 20K tomorrow. Eventually you'll scale and get higher, but like, I'm just giving a broad example. I like singles, right, and doubles, and every now and then if the home run hits or shows itself, I'll take it. But I'm not looking for that home run. Some guys are different. Some guys prefer just the home runs, and that's fine. It just depends on your personality. I'm a chill guy. I'm like, all right, cool. If I can make 2 to 4 grand a day every day, it's a good day. If that 10 to 15 grand trade does come, I'm gonna take it too, and it's still gonna be a good day. But I'm not looking at the charts every day and be like, what? How do I make 10 to 15 grand every day? Even though that'd be great, you know. And of course, I'm gonna scale up and do that. But right now in my life, I'm just 2 to 4. 2026, it might be 5 to 10, 5 to 15. You know, 2027 might be 40 to 100 grand a day. You know, who knows? But I just, you know, taking it easy and really just trying to continue to refine my strategy and trust my process and be disciplined. Like, I'm very big on just being disciplined for a trade. Give me 1 second. All right. So, Kyle, Mike, hey, come on, Riz. I'd be down for that. Y'all would learn a lot from Kyle. I mean, this dude's been trading for 14 years. Imagine just how much chart time that is, how many, you know, different types of news events he's seen in his lifetime in 14 years. And, you know, you don't forget stuff like that. Like, I'm sure guys that started in COVID, you remember how the volatility was. It was insane, you know, and those are experiences that really help you as a trader, because if we ever have anything similar to that again, you know, around those periods of times, you got to size up because the momentum was insane. Like, it was crazy. That was a crazy time period. They talked about cocaine for a while. What? What's my thought on gold? Let's see gold. And don't mind, I don't really use trend lines like this, but it was just very interesting. I use it really more for like trend line liquidity to see if we're gonna break through, which I guess you could say a typical trend line trader is gonna be like, all right, disrespect the trend line, which I agree it did. And it's been holding 4,000 level, which I was looking at more, right? And also looking at more of this, which you can, I guess, call it, I don't know, so many different names that ICT uses, I guess. I know there's one name for it, but I don't know what it is. For me, I call it demand zone. I keep it simple. This is a demand zone. So I see that we held the demand zone. So I'm thinking that as long as, again, we come in cooler, we should, well, actually that might be kind of different when it comes to gold. I'm not 100% sure. I want to say we go longs, but gold is, I don't know. I haven't really been trading it as much. Dang, I need to figure out. That's cool. That's whatever. If y'all see, y'all see. I don't know. Actually, we're good. I'm tripping. We're good. All right. Back to the charts. Yeah. So with gold, I want to say that we do go higher, but would I go long here? Not necessarily. For me, I'm looking at fibs, right? I want to go from the low, really this impulse, to this high. And anywhere in this region, right? Even deeper is fine, is where I'm looking for longs. Some people might want to go long here and continue, that's fine. But we have to also understand that even if I'm bullish gold, right, we still have a lot we have to bypass. We have to definitely invert this 4-hour fair value gap. If we invert this 4-hour fair value gap, we're definitely going back to highs and making new highs. But it's not going to be easy. Gold's going to need some volatility, which it has been volatile, and it has to bypass a lot of these fair value gaps that it's created. So my thought process is maybe we continue to go up higher, we spill one more time to get the early buyers out, and then we go higher and make new highs. Or gold says, F that, we're just going straight through. You know, gold is a monster. This thing, when it goes, it goes. But if I'm a market maker, what I would do is entice buyers to come in right now. You push it to around 42.25, around this level. You know, come down one more time and then go up. That's what I would do just to get, you know, liquidity. But who knows what gold will do. You know, I just like to react. I can definitely make predictions of what I think will happen, but I'm a better reaction trader, if that makes sense. So, you know, if I see that we come down here and I see some buyers come into the market, either with some type of, you know, sell side liquidity being taken out, like, you know, maybe a double bottom, and then boom, we take the sell side and go higher, that's perfect for me to get long. Or if I see, you know, maybe an impulse with a fair value gap around here on the 15-minute, we come back down, mitigate the fair value gap, again, long. So I'm looking at different entry points, but I'm not going long to me right here. I just feel like that doesn't make sense. I do see the fair value gap over here. Last time we did react to it, we dumped. Could do the same thing right here. But that doesn't mean that gold's gonna go lower right now. It could definitely continue to go higher to grab buy side and then roll over. Can't really tell you. All I know is I know what I'm gonna do if we get down here or if we get over here. If that makes sense. Let me keep reading. My bad, there's a lot of messages. Do you trade? Yeah, I do trade on prop firms. Yeah, I trade, I got a 400K on E8, got a 400K on tying cap. I'm doing challenges with FTMO, with funding pips, with think markets, and I feel like there's one more. So I'm trying to really get maxed out on a CFD and Alpha Capital. I'm trying to get maxed out on a CFD side, and then sometime next year start with futures, maybe start with Apex, and then move to other futures accounts. The market's about to close, isn't it? Yeah. What's good? What do you think about AI's role in trading? I really need to watch the video that Riz just dropped. You know, I saw the trader saying that AI will be completely replace traders, and I don't necessarily believe that. Do I think that it's going to take a huge role in the next 5 to 10 years? For sure, but I think hand in hand with AI when it comes to trading. Just like, you know, right now I feel like Citadel and these other big, you know, firms are already using AI and have been using AI for a while. I just think it's going to be more handy for retail traders, right? It's going to be more accessible, for retail traders. Don't necessarily think that it's going to take over all traders. I just feel like as traders, we're going to adapt like we have, right? There used to be floor traders in the 80s and 90s, and they had to adapt and go use the computer. And I think now we're just going to adapt from the computer to using AI, but I don't think that we're going anywhere. I just think that we're going to use it as a tool, and it's going to be way easier to use, but who knows, right? I saw Elon Musk say that AI and robots are going to take every job. I'm like, damn, bro, like, doesn't sound bullish to me, but all right, for sure, whatever. This guy, Tyler, I listen to the sound of your voice before I go to bed. This guy right here, shout out to Tyler, man. This guy, he's like that for sure, and he's an example. Like, he's gonna see those home runs and he's gonna hit them and he's gonna make a killing. He shows y'all time and time again, week after week after week, and it's because it matches his personality. You know what I'm saying? He's eccentric. He's a great guy. He bets. He has big balls. He'll bet big. He does, you know. And honestly, he just understands where to put his stops too. Some people just don't have really good stop placements. He knows what his strategy, where to put his stops, and he understands that if I put my stop here and put my take profit here and just be patient and let the trade work out, you know, the odds are in my favor because he's back tested, he's journaled, you know, so he's like that. Shout out to him for sure. I've never seen a trader like him before, actually, in my entire life. And this is like a compliment because I've seen a lot of different traders, but I've never seen one like him that can literally like take 10-to-1 trades on a regular and actually hit on at least above 50%, which is crazy. I mean, that's not easy to do, for real. So shout out to him I love it. I love watching, you know, the streams and his personality and his his ritual he does. Insane. Honestly, he's just rapping. He's closing his eyes and rapping, but he's calling it a ritual. But whatever it is, he's just very entertaining. So shout out to him. And, you know, of course, same with Marco. I feel like Marco's, you know, chill too. You know, he's more my speed in terms of how I am, but he definitely has a different style of trading as well. He's more focused on like liquidity, and which I am too, right? Like, but just in a different way. He's very big on like making sure that the sweeps are there from, you know, either sell side or buy side, and he's a very patient trader too, and you know, he knows what assets to trade and what not. Like, you know, we talked about gold. Gold's crazy right now. I mean, I guess right now it's kind of better in terms of price action, but when we were looking at it, I wouldn't know how to really trade this unless you're a momentum trader. So like, that's one thing, you have to know your style of trading, right? Like, you don't have to trade everything. You can if you want to, but you don't have to. You make a lot of money. I like Tyler's energy, but also Mike's calmness. You guys are. I appreciate that. I appreciate. Yeah. Just depends on your personality and what you like. And I need that too. I need Tyler's energy at times, especially in the morning. Right in the morning when you're waking up, looking at charts, you need to get ready. You need to get locked in. So that's good. Again, I'm like that whenever we're hooping. I'm very competitive or boxing. But it just depends. ICT, please invert this gap for me. Yeah, there you go, rapping again. I've been doing exceptionally since exceptions. Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah. Shout out to ChartFanatics. I mean, shout out to Riz and the team again, for creating stuff like this. Again, I didn't have stuff like this when I first started trading, and it would have helped my learning curve by a lot because you get to go on ChartFanatics YouTube channel and see these traders show their strategy. It's so crazy because, if you, I keep saying, but 20 plus years ago, you wouldn't have stuff like this. Guys would talk about trading, but they wouldn't really go in depth with their strategy. They were kind of gatekeeping, and now they're realizing that doesn't matter. It's billions and trillions of dollars moving every day, month, year. There's enough money for everyone to eat, and you can show someone your strategy to the T. That doesn't mean that the edge is going to be gone because you showed a couple thousand people. That was always been crazy to me. I don't really believe in that. I do believe there are some strategies, of course, where your edge is gone, but showing a strategy and now all of a sudden my edge is gone because I don't really believe that. But anyways, what I'm trying to say is this channel is great. It's cool that there's traders here not afraid to show the strategy, and you can learn. Doesn't mean you have to follow exactly what they do, but you can take notes and be like, okay, cool. With Carmine, with the book map and all that. Shout out to him. I've been watching him for some years now, and that dude doesn't miss a day. He's super, super disciplined. That guy, literally, I've been in his Discord for a long time. He doesn't know who I am, but I've been in his Discord for years. And every morning at 7:20 a.m., he posts a pre-market analysis, and he doesn't miss a day. It's actually crazy. And he's been consistent for years, and you can see his results. The guy is a 7-figure trader, and his friend too. I think his O'Neill. I forgot his first name. Again, when you have a team like that, it just inspires and motivates you. And that, if I had to give an example of a retail trader that's super disciplined and has been disciplined for years that I've seen with my own eyes, definitely Carmine. So shout out to him. If y'all see him, or if you are on a stream and know him, tell him that Mike said that, yeah, he's like that. I'm off my meds again. Are you able to long? Are you be looking for long? Are you be looking for long or short for which? For gold, right now, again, I wouldn't go long just yet. We have Asian session coming up. I want to see us pull in a little bit more. We might not even get that, to be honest, because we did invert this. I mean, shit. We might not even get that. It might just keep going. We'll see. For me, I like trading in discounts and going long discounts, short in premiums. I don't like going long in this area. Of course, if you want to put your stops at these lows and continue, that probably would work. For me personally, I want to see all this liquidity be taken out, and then we consolidate here, and then boom, I would like to take the long for gold there versus going long here. But you can be an aggressive trader and go long here with your stops at the low. That's fine. For me, I'm looking at trendline liquidity. I want to see this be taken out, and then we're in a 61.8 to 79% zone. See some consolidation, see some buyers coming in, boom, go long. That's how I trade, though. That doesn't mean everyone trades that way. Mike, what are some things you look for when you come to a session that makes it a no trade day for you? It's actually a good question. Let's see. Stuff like this, when I'm looking at the daily and I'm seeing straight consolidation and I know there's no trend, 9 times out of 10, I'm not going to be trading that day, because there is a fair value gap, but you can see it wanted to chop people out a lot. You could have made some daily trades, that's fine, but overall, when you're consolidating like this, I'm not a big fan. I don't like to trade in consolidation periods. You can also make money. I know traders that do make money doing that. Maybe that's not a good example because we have the fair value gap. Let me give you a better example, like stuff like this. I don't like trading. If I see that we had a doji the day before, 9 times out of 10, I'm just gonna wait to see what the market gives me. So I won't trade until maybe I see to me, red is white for me. So a red day, because one, I'm already looking for shorts because we're in a premium, and I say that because from high to low, we above the 79%, right? Like I don't even have to use fibs. I mean, we're at 79 or above it, right? So I'm looking for shorts automatically, but I want price to let me know I'm not gonna jump it and try to go short early. I'm gonna wait for the first red day. A lot of stock traders trade like that. They'll wait for the first red day, and then the following day, I'm looking for shorts for the continuation and targeting at least from low to high here to 61.8 or some type of fair value gap on a lower time frame, either the 8 hour, 4 hour. I'm really big on the higher time frame analysis, as you can see. Like I look at the weekly, daily, 8 hour, 4 hour, and my entries are usually the 15 minute, rarely on the 5 minute, but 99% of the time, 15 minutes, sometimes 30 minute. But my bread and butter time frame that I look at the most would be the 8 hour. It's just, to me, it's a lot cleaner, not too much noise, and I can read the charts better versus looking at like the 5 minute or 1 minute or 3 minute. I don't even know why I have them on. I haven't used them in years, really. Maybe the 5 minute, but I don't really use the 1 minute. I used to use it a lot when I was trading stocks for IPOs, you know, scalping wise, or like, maybe investor day events, earnings calls, stuff like that. Can you show example of how and when you add to a trade? Okay, yeah, let's see. We have a good example. Maybe something like this which is so crazy. I remember this kind of messed me up, the choppiness. So this is a good example too of when should have left the trade alone and I didn't, and I got chopped out. I think I was short around here or something like that. And this wick right here stopped me out, which was dumb on my part. Should have anticipated something like this because we hadn't at that time hit the 50% of the fair value gap. And it's just something that it's like, okay, you learn, you live and you learn. But I'd probably start a position, halfway down, just anticipating. Again, I know I said first red day, but there are times, and this comes with experience, right? You just have a feeling like, okay, yeah, it's time to get in short, start a short, have a stop at the high. And I probably wouldn't add until I'd see, these lows broken below, and then we get a lower high formed. Once we get a lower high, realistically, I probably would have added my short over here. I know we got up higher, but I would have my stop loss like 50% of this wick. And that's how I would add on like the 8 hour, right? Because remember, I like to hold trades for days. I will do day trades, but if you know me, my personality and style, I'm not afraid to hold a trade for a week or 2 weeks if I see an A+ setup, right? Ideally, I want the trade to go in my way the first day too. But if it doesn't, I'm okay holding for multiple days. I scalp here and there, but I'm primarily a day trader and a swing trader, just because I have a whole nother career too that I do. So maybe in a couple of years I'll be more active in terms of like scalping, but even then I'm not really a big fan of scalping unless, again, we have an IPO or we have a news event and investor day, or Apple's releasing a phone, then I'm gonna sell the news on that. Or I'm trying to give examples, Tesla's earnings, maybe I might scalp that post-market, stuff like that. And I'm just trying to give examples. Or even like CPI or FOMC, I'll scalp that after the conference, not before news. I never like to trade before news. I just think that at the end of the day, we're risk managers first. So why are we doing that? We're here to preserve our capital and make more money. And you don't know what can happen right before news. You're just safer trading after news, in my opinion. Even if it's like a minute after, it's still after. You get to read the data, and I'm really big on fundamentals too, right? So I want to know exactly what's going on. Smash that, yeah, please smash that like button. It helps a lot, helps the channel, helps us get more exposure, helps us, it feeds our families. I have 45 kids, so I really, really need y'all's help. 30 of them are 80 years old, 10 of them are 45. I'm actually 105 years old. My birthday is tomorrow. I age really, really well. Shout out to just drinking water and getting some sun every day. That helps a lot. So, smashing that like button would really help my family and I and the team. What's good, Malik? Guys, remember, yeah, please. What's the next move, buy or sell when? Okay, that's a good question. Let's see. So I'm waiting. Let me put alert on here. Because honestly, this could have been a good entry. I'm looking for longs on NQ right now, thinking that we continue higher into Asia session. Usually on news event days, you can get grinding up until the news event, and then maybe, depending on the release, it can explode higher or reverse. So what I'm thinking in my head, again, I'll look at the 5 minute from time to time. We could start it. I might start a position actually. Let me just. Symbol first, oh, I can't even trade it on here. I'd have to wait. I don't even know that. It's interesting. On Apex, you can't trade right now. What time is it? Oh, okay. It's 4:20. I gotta wait till 5, huh? And the market's closed too, Mike. You wanna use your brain a little bit? My bad. Yo, you can see it's been a long week. Yeah, so I gotta wait till 5 anyways to trade. Didn't want to use my brain to see that, yeah, we're not moving anywhere. But let's go look at gold. I think the same thing too, right? Yeah. And I don't really, you can see we're respecting the fair value gap on a daily, but I honestly thought for EU we're gonna grab these equal lows. I still think we are before going higher, because my game plan is I want to see us have a false move, come down, grab the equal lows tomorrow, and then get ready for a crazy long, because I want to swing the long, and I want to hold for days, weeks, and add, right? Have multiple trades on the way up, but I want to see these equal lows being taken out first. Are you trading NQ1? No, I'm using Apex actually, the wealth charts. I bought a 50K just for here, just to live stream actually. So I want to see. I haven't used Apex in like 7 or 8 months. So, should she give teacher capital meds to my? I'm weak. What's your day job? I'm actually a portfolio manager at a private wealth management firm. I was wondering, and trader too. You take any trades this week, Mike? If so, can you do a recap? Yeah, I did take a trade. I haven't even started it, the challenge. But let me show an example of a trade I took, if I can remember correctly. Yeah, it was actually yesterday. So what I saw is I saw this supply zone on a daily. Or was it daily or 8 hour? Okay, 4 hours, sorry. 4 hour supply zone. You can call it order block, that's fine. Call it supply zone. And I do believe that we're gonna grab equal highs or grab these highs, buy side liquidity. But I believe that we were gonna probably sell off first, because the reaction we had first is like, okay, we see the higher low. Over here, we broke it and made a lower high, right? So I'm using my fibs from high to low. And I see we're above 61.8. So I honestly went short overnight. I went short. I'm trying to think, let me see the time. I have it in my Discord, exact coordinates. I don't have it on here, but I do know, pretty sure I was like short. I didn't catch the whole move though, no. It was like something like this. Yeah. So this was, again, I usually go for like the 2 to 1s, but if I see trades like this, I'll take them. And again, like I said, I was looking at the higher lows. I saw we broke market structure. So I'm thinking, okay, let's get the lower high formed and take the risk. Do I take trades like this all the time? No, because this is really kind of counter trend trading. I'm not a counter trend trader. But when I see something like this, I'm like, I'm gonna take the trade. Not all the time, but again, it comes with experience, intuition, and you can see everyone's thinking, okay, we're gonna break, make new highs, new highs, new highs. So in my head, I like to be contrarian from time to time, and I was thinking, hey, yes, I do think we're gonna make the new highs, but I think we can get a sell-off. And shout out to Trump too. He said something about China around the same time that I was adding to the short. I got short the night before and then added my position, I think, in the morning time. And he said something that pushed the markets down. I forgot exactly what it was. I think he was talking about putting more tariffs on China, and that helped me a lot. So, without that news event, would have happened? Probably, but maybe not the same speed that it did. And, I was happy on that trade, and I tried to trade something similar, I guess, today, thinking that we continue lower, because I thought we were going to go up to at least my 200-day down here. So I thought we were going to grab sell side. I thought that we would probably hold this area, right? I didn't think we can go all the way back here today. Thought we would hold this area. At that time, I think we had taken Asia high. So I'm really big on taking, if Asia high is touched and Asia low is untouched, then I'm going to be targeting the lows. I thought we were going to go lower than that. It didn't happen. I was up. I was short. I was up like maybe $2,000. I should have called it a day, knowing that tomorrow's CPI. But honestly, that was that was greedy. That was greedy. And I'm not even a greedy person like that, but that was a greedy trade, because yes, you want to follow your plan, but you have to also know, is there like a materialistic change? And CPI being tomorrow, and knowing that the day before, usually price action can get a little weird. I should have been grateful for what I had, taking a trade, call it a day. I didn't do that. End up, moving my stops down right before news, because I was in before news, but I don't ever trade right before news. I trade, if I have a trade that's been going on like 4 or 5 hours before news, then I'll move my stop down, which I did. So I took a small L, which is fine. That's just how trading is. You're not going to win every time. And I'm still really not sold 100% that we will hit equal highs. I think we can get, buy side here and then maybe roll over and then go. But again, we'll see tomorrow how the news reacts, because if we spike up and grab equal highs and don't push further up, that's going to be telling. Let's see. Gang members, he said. And shout out to Trump. I'm just saying, he really helped. He gave the news bad news, and market was like, what? Are you drunk? And dumped, And then he gave good news overnight, which again, I should have been aware. He was talking about the quantum stocks or the companies, and that he wants to invest into them or make a deal. And, that helped a lot with the markets. Should have used my brain and been like, okay, that might push the market. That's a good narrative to use to go long NQ and all that. But in my head, I'm thinking, all right, we're going to continue to at least go back to previous day lows, which we didn't. We just grabbed Asia lows and continue higher. And again, that's fine. Facts, coach cooked me, but took 2K short. Yeah. Do you think CPI is going to be good or bad? I don't. Trump is an indicator. Facts. I don't know. That's a good question. Do I think it's going to be good or bad? I want to say I think it's going to be neutral. And neutral is bad, right, for the markets. Because we want to see it going cooler to, basically give the reasonings on why we're doing the rate cuts, right? So if it's at the same, it's not a good look for the market. So if I had to choose, it'd either be neutral or cooler, I would say. But if it is hotter, then expect a lot more volatility. Even if it's cooler, we should still see volatility. But again, this is the first time we've had CPI on a Friday since, I think, 2018, which is insane, because, usually CPI is on Tuesday or Wednesday, and then you have PPI the following day. So this will be interesting. I really want to see how price reacts on a Friday. We just had VIX expiration options, right? Yesterday, I believe. So that's a lot going on this week. There's been a lot of news. And you have to be aware and know all that's going on. You don't have to know it, but it's good to be informed and know what's going on around the world and understand, especially when you're trading NQ and ES. A lot of people I see trade NQ and ES. I'm like, do you understand what's going on fundamentally with the tech stocks? Do you understand, do you look at the Russell as well? It just helps give you a better thesis on your trade ideas and understand what the narrative is, right? Why is the markets going up? Yes, of course, price is king, right? Of course, liquidity and all that, but it's cool to see the story behind it as well, because fundamentals do play a role and they do matter. People say, whoever says that, fundamentals matter. If you look at the the guys that make billions of dollars trading FX, they always talk about fundamentals, right? Like George Soros, Stanley Druckenmiller, Paul Tudor Jones. These guys, fundamentals played a role, but they made sure that the charts made sense too, right? Like if fundamentals, business is good, but they're at all-time lows, you don't want to go long. You want to make sure that the chart matches the fundamentals. So I think that fundamentals plus technical analysis will get you a lot farther than just technical analysis. But everyone's different. This is just for me, my style, my personality. I like to learn new things every day. I like to know what's going on around the world. And I like to generate trade ideas that make sense to me in that sense. And I have to understand what's going on, what different currencies, or what's going on with the U.S. economy, or UK or oil, and stuff like that. Or and commodities with gold. It makes sense why gold's going crazy right now. A lot of inflation. People are hedging, and now a lot of people you can see are going to stores or they're going to places to buy gold, physical gold, which is actually insane. But it's like, why would you want to buy it now at, what is it, 4,100, and you could have bought it at 2,100, 2,200. You're choosing $2,000 later, I guess. But everyone, when you see stuff like that, you know that the top is nearing. I'm not saying the top is in right now. I don't think it is, but who knows? Is tomorrow one of your trading live? Tomorrow one of you trading live during? I'm not sure actually. Maybe. How do you learn fundamental analysis? I got lucky. Remember, I spent almost 4 years at KTG, right? And there's guys that were working for Ray Dalio, at his firm, and guys that were mentees to Paul Tudor Jones. So, I'm asking these guys questions, and they're teaching me how they're looking at things and breaking down how news works. But there are, you have Ken Chibo, you have other guys that are breaking down fundamentals as well on YouTube. There's fundamental courses on YouTube that you can learn. Sebastian something, his name is Seb something, I forgot. He's also really good when it comes to trading fundamentals and understanding what's going on. So there's a lot of different ways. Riz, Words of Wisdom, this guy's talking about it on there too. We do have a new trader coming on here pretty soon who's really big. I'm sure he knows a lot more fundamentals than I do. So there's so many different ways. I'm always on YouTube every day. Even though I've learned so much, I'm still on YouTube every day, learning, watching videos. The Traveling Trader, he's another good guy too. There's so many there's just so many YouTubers that actually have really good information when it comes to fundamentals. You just gotta look on YouTube and really search, and you'll find. And just, it's one thing to watch the videos, but you have to really write the notes, take it in, see examples, so it can retain. You want the information to retain. You don't want to just watch stuff and then the next day you forget what you watched. That's just a waste of time. Isn't PPI tomorrow? So I saw that, right? I don't know if that's confirmed. I saw CPI is confirmed, but I did see PPI is also tomorrow, which doesn't make sense to me. I don't think they will release both on the same day. But hey, there's a lot of stuff we haven't seen before, so I guess we'll see. These insights are top notch. I appreciate you for, I appreciate all y'all for asking these questions. I wish I could trade. We got 20 more minutes. Apologize. I could trade FX, but I don't really see anything right now with FX. But I'm gonna keep that in mind though for next time, because usually I am trading overnights for FX, but tomorrow's CPI, so I don't want to trade any overnights. If tomorrow wasn't CPI, most likely would probably be entering longs for EU, but I wouldn't be targeting back to these highs. I'd be targeting something along the lines of 61.8 area, 70%. So around here, just because this could be a good trade. So we go along these lows here. Probably not that. Yeah, so this would be a decent trade. Does it happen? I don't know. We got CPI tomorrow. Probably not. I still want these lows to be taken out. We could very well take these lows out first before going, with CPI. So that's why I'm not taking a trade right now. If it wasn't for CPI, I'd probably take that trade. But I still see these lows, right? And you can see my arrows. I'm thinking we go to at least a fair value gap. And if we do, that'd be a great trade because I'm bullish on the EU. I just think that we need more liquidity and volume. So I'm thinking that we take early buyers out first. And we, again, tomorrow with CPI, we can see a crazy wick. We've seen it before with NFP at least. What's up, Mike? What do you think about the new podcast that Riz posted on Chart? Yeah, so someone asked me about that earlier, and I need to watch it. I haven't watched the video, but I am interested, and I will watch it tonight to see exactly what this guy's saying. I'm sure he's definitely reputable, and he sees stuff that probably we don't see. I think AI will definitely take a huge role, a bigger role than it is right now in the next 5 to 10 years. But I think that as humans, we will adapt, right? We just like again. In the 90s or 80s and 90s, there were a lot of floor traders. You don't see that anymore, right? Everyone's on a computer now or on their phone, right? And they started on a computer and then transitioned to the phone. So why can't we adapt? Why does AI have to replace all of us? Why can't we work as a team? I just think it's going to be more accessible for retail traders. I don't think that human traders are going to be gone completely. I just can't see that because the markets do move off algos, but also human emotion. So, you're trying to find inefficiencies all throughout the markets, right? But I don't know. This is just my take. I haven't been trading for 30 plus years. I've been trading for a while, but who knows? And I'm not a quant guy. So again, I'm not sure. I haven't worked at Citadel or anything like that. Don't know. They probably would know a lot more about the future of trading than I would. Tomorrow's CPI news is going to make the markets act like facts. I hope you're wrong. I hope it's not too crazy, but we'll see. We have so much planned for you guys. Stay tuned. Literally, this team is amazing, and they're very creative. Look at how. I don't know. I keep giving them their flowers, and I'm gonna continue to give them their flowers because this isn't easy. They're taking their time of their day, time out their day to set this up. Shout out to Anthony, always helping me out. Real chill guy. Laughs at my jokes. I appreciate you. Because I can be very, very corny, but that's just part of my personality. I'm a chill guy, but I don't have any chance like Tyler. I'm not sure if Marco makes jokes. I think he does from time to time. And then... yeah, so again, that's what I love about ChartFanatics. Everyone has their own personality as well, so it just makes it entertaining. If someone gave you $1 million to only trade FX for the rest of your life, would you do it? For sure. I started off with FX, so easily. Yeah, and the biggest, literally the Bank of England trade, $1 billion trade, FX. You can make a lot of money with just trading FX. I know a lot of people don't believe that, but if you look at the hedge fund managers, they trade FX. Yes, they trade equities and all that too, but there's a lot more, especially in the market wizards. I forgot his name. He dang, it's messing me up because he was a really good trader and he traded for a firm that's not around anymore, but it was very big back in like the 90s, and he was a currency trader. And he was going crazy. He was a really, really good trader. I think he traded currency options. If y'all know who I'm talking about, please say in the chat. I think his name was Paul something in the Market Wizards book. But yes, you can make money in FX. I know that we've had this discussion on X before a couple times now. I do think that there is a lot of upside to what stock trading for sure, because you can have 100%, to 1,000% moves in a day, which is crazy. You don't really see that too much with FX ever, actually, but you have leverage, right? So there's pros and cons to it, and then with stocks, you have over 4,000 stocks to choose from versus with currencies, nowhere near that. But even with crypto, there's every market, I think you can make a lot of money. You've seen guys make millions in every market, so it really doesn't matter, in my opinion. Clean analysis. I appreciate that, Rose. Thank you. Can't wait. Will you be there tomorrow for trading? So yeah, but I'm also a coach for Kyle, so I'll be live streaming for Kyle's group, JCap. I've been there for a while, and again, still learning. I'm almost on year 10, and I'm still learning new things every day. Like this is to me is a journey, and I love it because I love learning. I love asking senior traders like, "Why did you do this?" That's his name. Is it Larry Benedict? I don't know if it's Larry Benedict. It might be. No, I don't think it is. I know who he is though. I know who he is, but I don't think it's him. Trading. I'm trying to look right now. No, I don't think it's him. But he's also a really good trader too. I just saw his podcast with Riz. He's cold. I mean, making $25 million in a day. 99% of people are not going to ever do that or ever see 25 million in their lifetime. So it's just levels to this game, right? And that's what I love about trading. Like there's no cap. You know, if your skills are, if you're a profitable trader and you continue to refine your skills year after year, I mean, you can go from making 6 figures one year to making 7 to 8 the next year, you know, and just how much work you put in and, you know, back testing and understanding your strategy. And after that, it's just getting the capital. And nowadays we have these online props that can give you the capital. Of course, there's a limit to it, which is fine. But even after that, if you can pull out $1 million plus from these firms and show investors that you can make money, sky's the limit. Oh, you're done 4% trends conference announcements. Way to go. Wow. Oh, you're short. Nice. I love FX too, but I trade all markets. Like I love all markets. I like the commodities markets when it's hot. Like I'll look at oil, gold, silver. I'll look at crypto when it's hot. I'll trade Bitcoin, Ripple, Ethereum. I like FX because there's times where FX is not moving at all and it can get annoying. So you have to be able to be flexible and go where, you know, the markets are in play. Like right now it's ES and Q Dow. FX this month has been kind of choppy, to be honest. If you look at the monthly candle, let's look at EU. Look at another chart. If you look at EU, this is kind of really, you know, we hit the high, hit the low. This is chop. If you look at the weekly, this is disgusting chop. There's not much going on. Like we're not really trending anywhere if you look at the bigger time frame. So when you're in situations like this, it's just better to go look at other markets. For me, because I trade US FX. So I like to trade, you know, EU, GU, NU, USD CAD, UJ. Speaking of UJ, let's see what it's doing right now. So interesting, yeah. We hit the high, so I guess it's gonna say eventually we're gonna fill in this gap, but probably just not right now. You know, I'm looking for a big long in EU, so of course I'll be looking for a big short eventually, but on UJ to fill in this gap, but not right now. I wouldn't force it. There's no need to. How did you land your first role at a firm? It's crazy. Believe it or not, after college, I was looking at Indeed, I believe. Yeah, it was Indeed, and KTG was hiring traders out of college that, I guess it was like a new program. They were trying to hire traders that had like, I think all my teammates play some type of sport. And I understand why, because one, you want to hire a team that understands how to work as a team, how to handle losses, how to handle wins, and accountability, right? And most athletes can do that. So my boss hired like 6 of us. We all play some type of sport in the past, maybe not all in college, but we played a sport. And he liked that, and we all were hungry. We all wanted to, we all wanted to compete. We all wanted to learn how to trade, be successful, and we all wanted to be the next 7-figure trader, because at KTG, they have at least 30 plus 7-figure traders. They're everywhere. And these guys have been doing this for a long time. So we're all young and hungry, and our boss liked that about us and wanted us to work as a team and really understand how to grow from being a beginner trader to a hedge fund manager, because he used to work and run a big hedge fund in the 90s, right? He used to run SAC Capital. which is a multi-billion-dollar hedge fund. So he understands the ins and outs, and he wanted all of us. The goal was to make us hedge fund managers, in the next, I don't know, 5 to 10 years or something like that. Well, maybe 10 years plus, right? Because, if you're a hedge fund manager, you're managing at least hundreds of millions, if not billions. I know there's some hedge funds that millions minimum. So it was really a blessing. So I applied, I got through the first round, which was good, but it was crazy because they said they'll call me for the second round, but I knew that I wasn't in the area. They're looking for local candidates first, and I was like 45 minutes out, and I had that in my mind, and I had two options, and I kid you not, it was either, okay, wait for the call, sit down. I think I waited like a week or something like that, and I was like, all right, man, like you can either wait another week, which, you might not get a call, or you go up there and tell them that you work for free, because I understood the pros of working at a professional firm. I understood how much I would learn, and I was willing to work for free because I wanted to be around successful traders and understand how to actually become a professional trader, right? It's one thing to watch the YouTube videos and take the notes, and one thing to experience it in person and be surrounded by professional traders that have been doing this for decades. So I put on a suit, drove to the firm, and told the manager, like, hey, can I get a second round interview? Talk to them. I told them I'd be here every day at 5:30 a.m. and I would leave at midnight. And I told them that I would work for free. And he was like, damn, you would work for free? I was like, yeah, I'll work for free. And he liked that commitment. He was like, all right, cool. When can you start? I said yesterday. Like, I was locked in, because I know that, one, I'm not even trying to bring the race card, but I am a black man. And there's not too many black people in finance, which it should, hopefully over time it'll get better, right? And two, I love trading. I've loved trading since day one. I understand the freedom it can give, right? And three, when I'm hungry and locked in, I'm gonna make a way. And I think everyone should have that mindset. And I was like, the worst he can say is no, and that's fine, but at least let me not live life with regrets, right? So he just liked the commitment. He saw that I was serious, and he gave me a chance. And I'll forever be grateful for that, because again, I was there for almost 4 years, and I've learned so much. I know how to conduct myself as a professional trader. I know how to plan a trade. I know what to do and what not to do, and I'm still learning. There's no like holy grail to this trading stuff. It's not at all. So, but what I do know is that if you get 1% better every day, it compounds over the years, and you will see it. You probably won't see it initially, but after, let's say, 6 months, 12 months, you will start to see like, wow, I'm a lot better in my process than I was 6 months ago. I journal a lot better. I understand what works and what doesn't work. I'm losing less money. Oh wait, now I'm making more money. Oh wait, now I'm making rent every day. Oh wait, now I'm making a teacher's salary every day. Like, you get to those levels, but you got to start somewhere, right? You can't start from 1 to 1,000. You go from 1 to 10 to 20 to 30, back to 15, then to 35 to 40, 50, back to 35. Then, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's higher lows, just like the market. It's literally higher lows. And as long as you don't give up and continue to understand the end goal and your why, honestly, that's my motivation. It's just like, we have one life. I am not trying to live a average life. And there's people that are okay with that, and that's fine. With me, I've never been like that. I was like, I don't want to live an average life. I don't want to be super duper flashy everywhere either, but I'm not trying to live an average life. If I had 10 lives, maybe, but I got one life. Okay, I don't know what's going on. My bad. My trading view is spazzing out. But yeah, like I said, I got one life. I'm going to use it to the fullest, and I'm going to experience everything I want to experience. I want to travel the world, right? And I want to make billions of dollars and help people. Like, I want to help people, especially people that started from where I was. I want to help them get to where they want to be, There's a lot of people that, if they can just make an extra 1,000 or 2,000 a month, that can change their entire life. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, just the motivation, and then I'm just grateful. I'm every day I'm grateful to be alive. My parents, I love both my parents. They give back to the community a lot, so it taught me growing up, like, giving back is the way to go, because I don't want to make all this money and then be greedy with it. I actually want to use that money, give back, and make an impact, But right now I'm in my grind mode. I've been grinding for a long time. I've made a lot of sacrifices. I don't regret any of the sacrifices. I understand what the end goal is, and when I get there, I mean, I love the process. So I love the grind. I know some people, of course, you have your good days and your bad days, but I don't want anything that's easy. No one does, right? Of course, if $10 million hit my account tomorrow, I'm not gonna be like, nah, that's crazy. I'm not drunk. I'm not drunk. But for the most part, it just hits way better when you're in that grind mode and you're understanding where you're going wrong, you're making the changes and you're seeing the results. You feel good about yourself. You're like, I'm doing okay, I'm getting better. It's just like learning a new skill or playing basketball. When you first play basketball, you don't know how to dribble, and then you start practicing, just like Kobe, right? Like Kobe, Michael Jordan, and Mike Tyson and all these guys, I research them all the time, and I like their mindsets, and I like how these guys, they enjoyed the grind. Like, yes, like Tyson says he hated waking up, or I think Muhammad Ali hated waking up every single day, but I know they love the wins. You know what I'm saying? I know they love that, so it made it worthwhile, right? Just like with us, not everyone likes to journal every day. You know what I'm saying? Not everyone likes to look at the charts and backtest. But you know that when you're doing that, you're putting in the work, putting that time, and it accumulates. And over time, you're gonna be like, okay, wow, I'm really eating, I'm understanding, I can explain this to somebody and not look dumb, That comes with time and experience. So you gotta remember all of that. Like, nothing great comes easy. And I don't wanna be a good trader. I wanna be a great trader. I wanna be in the market wizards. I told Riz, like, that's my goal. Everyone's goal is different. Some guys just like, hey, I'm okay with a couple million and I'm gone. That's fine. For me, I've been a gamer my entire life. I started my life playing RuneScape. I know y'all guys know RuneScape and MapleStory. And I grinded for 5 years on RuneScape. Grinded. Met some of my first friends on RuneScape. You know what I'm saying? Of course, I have like my cousin and everything, but like I was on there tough. So I'm a gamer at heart. So for me, the market is like a game, and I don't necessarily want to beat the market. I just want to continue to beat the game. And for me to beat the game is just basically pulling millions and billions out the market. That's me beating the game, not trying to be right on where the chart is going. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to make money. To me, that's beating the game. Being right, I'm okay throwing my ego away. That's fine with me. A lot of people, that's a big problem. They want to be right more than they want to make money. And I'm like, if that's your personality, cool, but it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be your learning curve is gonna be harder because of your ego. And that's why I believe like women traders, one, they learn faster than men because of the ego, and two, they are more profitable at times. So like Linda, I forgot Roshage. I don't know if I'm pronouncing her name right, her last name. She's a dog. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of dogs like Tori with the trend lines, still a dog. There's a lot of women traders in the space that are doing really, really well. And even, there's just, like I have like women traders in my group, and they learn way faster. It's so crazy. And they respect their risk. I love it. Like, they're not trying to go crazy. And I'm seeing they're having really good months and weeks because of that. They are really good risk managers, so, yeah. My bad, I'm over here yapping away, but let me read. Do you invest long-term? Like, yeah, I do, IRA and a 401k. What's up, Mike? What do you think about, okay, sorry. We have some, yeah, okay. That's a mega episode. Everyone here should watch that episode, incredible. Yeah, agreed, 100%. Literally, okay, sorry. We truly appreciate your analysis, and I appreciate that. Magic Mike, the motivator. When I'm hungry and locked in, come on now, I'm gonna make a way, for real. When you want to visit Africa and impact our continent, I will be glad. I have big plans. For sure. Come on now, that T December, right? I am Nigerian, but I was born and raised in Dallas, but I know, I'm Nigerian, Nigerian American, so definitely have big moves. My pops and I actually are building a hospital right now in Nigeria, so that's loading as well. I'm proud of my dad, and that's been a multi-year investment that we've got going on. So got a lot of moves. What's up, bro? Thanks. No problem. What's good, bro? I had to switch from public to Robinhood. I hated the aftermarket fee. Yeah, I feel that. We practice 1,000 shots for the chance to hit the game winner. Facts. And Michael Jordan's talked about how many times he's not hit that game winner, and it didn't stop him. He kept coming. He kept learning. He kept, refining his shot. And, so you got to do that. Same with Kobe, right? Like, these guys, like, if you want to be great, you got to do things that most people aren't willing to do. I mean, simple as that. Riz plugged me with this awesome live, so much wisdom. Hey, shout out to Riz. That's my brother. And that's another dude, like, again, I know I've been giving flowers all day, but there's some guys in this world that are going to be good, and there's some guys, and that's fine, and there's some guys that are going to be great. Riz, and I kid you not, I've been around great people. Riz is the type of guy it's on track to being great. Like, when he hits 70 or 80 years old and he writes his documentary or films his documentary about his life, he's going to be extremely proud of himself. He's doing huge things. I mean, this guy, he's around my age, and swear he's lived like 5 lives more than me. You know what I'm saying? He's traveling around the world. Him and his team are always locked in, plugged in. I mean, these guys, it's crazy. When you have a team like that, you want to stand by that team because you know that they're going to get things done. I was about to cuss, but they get things done. He's very professional as well. He means well. He asks the right questions when he's doing, and you can see, if you look at Riz's first interview till now, you can see he's gone way better, right? And he asks I'm in a group chat with him, he'll ask us like, hey, do you have any questions that we should ask? A lot of guys aren't doing that. They're not asking for feedback. He asks for feedback. He wants to get better in his space. And I mean, I'm very proud of him. Like, this guy is a dog. He's not even 40. The dude's 80 years old doing this. No, I'm just playing, Riz. I'm just playing. He's my age, so he's like 30, 31, I think, or something like that at the most. He's young and making moves, $1 million moves, and has so much planned, him and his team, right? And it's not just him, it's him and his team. And that's another thing I've noticed. If you look at every successful hedge fund manager, they always have a strong team, right? George Soros had Stanley. Warren Buffett had old dude. You know what I'm talking about? Paul Tudor Jones had his guy. Charlie, I think it's Charlie's his name for Warren Buffett. But they always have a strong team and loyalty. Even Axelrod had Wagner, and Taylor. Even though Taylor was an op at times, but Axelrod is also cutthroat. If y'all don't know what I'm talking about, the show Billions. But they always had a team, and that's really, really big in terms of, sorry, I was trying to see what's going on. Yeah, in terms of building successful business, you need a team. You can't do it by yourself. You can try, but you won't go far. And Riz has chosen a really good team, and they believe in Riz, and you can see that. You can see they want to make sure everything goes smooth, man. Like Josh and Anthony are really, really big. I think another guy, Mark, and there's so many people I'm missing out. Like, he has a strong team, you know what I'm saying? And shout out to y'all because, I mean, look at, this is a well-run live stream. They've been doing this for a while. You can see his channel. He's put a lot of work into it from day one till now. This guy has a whole family and is traveling around the world to give you quality content. Don't forget Dollar Bill. I'm drunk. Dollar Bill would take bullets for Bobby. Bullets. And wouldn't hesitate. He was ready to kill millions of chickens. That was crazy. Like, that's a shooter, a true shooter, loyal shooter, but it's because he believes in Axelrod. He believes in Bobby. He understands where he was before. He understands potential, right? Like, well-run machine. The team it's elite, and that's why they make billions every year, and that's why they can charge a percentage, and that's why, again, like I said, Riz is one of those guys. He's gonna be. I mean, he's great now, but he's gonna be truly great. Like, everyone will see it in the next 5 to 10 years. You'll see, because the impact he'll have in the space, he'll be everywhere. He's already everywhere. It's just gonna be literally. You'll see him on TV, billboards. You know what I'm saying? You'll be on your phone, and Riz will pop up. Hey guys, he's gonna be everywhere. And that's when I'm gonna call him and tell him to relax. I'm like, bro, I'm trying to watch my show. How'd you pop up on my phone? So thanks for Trading Education, ChartFanatics live stream. Yeah, I want to make money and live a quiet life, but my ADHD never lets stay quiet. Main character energy, even when broke. And that's fine. At least you're self-aware. A lot of people aren't even self-aware, right? That's something that you're just gonna have to figure out. You have to find a middle ground. I feel that I'm the same way. I just want to make a lot of money and travel the world and really take in a lot of experience. Because again, y'all got to remember, we only live once. A lot of people, I don't know why people forget that. Once they get alcohol in their system, they all feel invincible. I'm like, you do know, like, you're not Superman. If you get shot in the chest, you better pray that you make it. You know, so like, I'm just saying for people out there, just be appreciative of what you got right now and understand that if you continue to work hard, you will get to where you want to be, right? Closed mouths don't get fed either. Remember, always remember that. So make opportunities for yourself. Don't wait for opportunities to come to you. You got to create them yourself, right? But you have to make sure that you're in the right environment to create them. That's a big thing too, right? If your headspace is not there and you're doing things you're not supposed to be doing, there's no way you can create that right opportunity for you. So, and prime example, my boy AB, he literally told you a story this morning, right? He could have came out after doing 10, could have came out and went right back to whatever got him in there for 10, but he said, no, I'm not doing that. I learned, you know what I'm saying? And I changed my life and I'm trying to make a lot of money, and that's what he's doing. He's really making an impact. He understood, and changed like that. Shout out to him, because that's real to even tell that story. I was like, much respect. And you can see he has a good energy. He has a good energy. He loves trading. He even placed a trade on his first live stream. Like, you can tell he's a dog, for real. Shout out, Mike, brother. You be dropping some jams on the Discord. I appreciate you, for real. That's real. Thank you. Real inspiring as a woman, working at it every day, not looking to give up ever. Don't, for real. Women traders are elite, and they're out here. Even at my last firm, there was a woman trader, and she's still there to this day. Her name is Mary, and she hasn't given up, and she's making 15K trades, 20K trades, 30K trades, and she's been locked in. So yes, please. I'm even teaching a couple, like I said, I'm teaching multiple people, but like there's one woman in specific that I'm talking to as well and dating, but she is learning as well, and she's really, really good. She's really disciplined. I love, we talk every day about trades. So, she's giving me trade ideas to look at, and I'm, asking her as well, just bouncing ideas, and she's showing me her markups, and just really proud of her and her progress. And I keep telling her she's going to be a great trader. Just keep at it, because she's seen the markets and she's, getting the experience. So just don't give up on that, please, because years from now, you're going to thank yourself for keeping that. Because there's been times, when I first started 2016, I was like, wow, I can see the potential. But again, I was taking information from everywhere. So it was like a flood, and it was too much going on. So it kind of held me back a little bit, but I finally started getting some consistency, I think like 2.5 years in. And then even then, I wasn't consistently profitable. I didn't really start even going that route until after working at Kirshner. Like, I started at 2020, and 2020 was a great year to start, because that was, seed time. I don't want to say the word. I don't know if I'll get, in trouble for that. But anyways, it was a great time to start, and we all made money, right? So it's cool to see 7-figure, 8-figure traders having PR years, because they all were ready, and they were all, it was insane type of trading. And being in that environment really opened my eyes and really showed me that, wow, there's guys out here that make 7 figs a day with ease in the right environments. That's a big thing. It has to be a right environment. So when you see that, you get inspired, right? And that helped me in terms of my journey to being profitable, just being around these guys every single day. We'd had meetings, 3 meetings a day. Imagine having 3 meetings a day every single day for almost 4 years. Like, our boss was very invested into us, and we were invested as well, because he's had 40 plus years of experience. We're gonna listen to everything he says. He's seen things a million times before. So, we give out trade ideas, and he'll let us know, why. And he was really big on, even if he didn't see the trade idea in his way, he would want you to stand on your reasoning. If you gave a shaky response, or you were kind of scared and kind of gave some, weak response or weak reply, he would get on you for that. He's like, if you're gonna trade this, stand on it, because this is the money, you're putting real money behind this. So you better be confident in it. Even if it doesn't work, make sure your reasoning makes sense, So that's another thing too. That's one thing I will do. I do a lot, actually, is I will make you stand on your reasoning. Even if I don't agree with what you're looking at, I want to make sure that you're confident, because I might not see what you're looking at and you might be right. And with trading, I could be short and you could be long, and we can still make money depending on our trade setups, right? Because you could scalp a short, make money, and I could be swinging along and make money. So, the biggest thing is standing on your reasoning and making sure that you're confident with it, because you can't be shaky and then enter the trade and try to micromanage and then try to get out and then it goes your way. That's gonna piss both of us off because it's like, why get in the trade if you were micromanaging it and you weren't confident in the first place, And then the trade goes your way, or you could have made money and you didn't. It's like, come on now, just be strong. At the end of the day, we don't know what's gonna happen once we enter that trade, but as long as you're prepared, and you have a process and plan, that's all that matters, right? Sorry, just looking at the markets real quick. Damn, it's kind of already gone. I want to see if we can just pull in a little bit more. We probably might not. If we can, then maybe. What time is it? It's 5:12 Central, so correct. He would definitely be an evil to send. We know the character. Yeah, come on now. I am you. That's hilarious. What's your thoughts on trend lines? I do think trend lines work for sure. I've seen guys make millions of dollars trading trend lines. So you can use trend lines as trend line liquidity, like how ICT does it, which is fine. Or you can actually just draw trend lines normally, like people, draw trend lines, and it still will work. Again, there's a million different ways you can make money in the markets, a million different strategies. The biggest thing is risk management. I'm always going to be big on that. But I do think trend lines work. Do I think trend lines alone work? Probably not. I think if you have confluence with it, you get a higher odds of a winning trade. But I do think that trend line trading, works. I used to trend line trade for years, and I made money trend line trading. Now I use it more for, liquidity and stuff like that. But yeah, I still have friends and traders that use trend lines and will have 6-figure days, like multiple times per month, right? Off trend line trading, and of course volume and other stuff. So it's all a matter of discipline. The right amount is needed. Takes care of depression, for example, not using it for what everybody thinks. Yeah. It's 1 a.m. in the morning, still going, no quitting, giving up is not. I love it. I remember being in college in my dorm, I think it was my sophomore year, pulling all-nighters all the time, just looking at charts, bag testing, journaling. I have like 4 or 5 journals from 2017, 2018. I was reading the Naked chart, I believe, at that time. I was reading, I was reading Mark Douglas, Trading in the Zone at that time as well. I was watching the old podcast before Warzone, just trying to learn. Like I was trying to take in all. I was like, I'm gonna get this down. I have to get this down. I understand the potential of learning this skill, and I'm still like that. Almost year 10, still like that. Still listening to podcasts. Now I'm listening to a better accent, of course, and quality as well, and watching people break down their strategies. Again, that's huge. Again, you don't have to follow their strategy to the T, but just taking that in and taking what makes sense to you and applying it to your strategy. That's what I've done my entire career. I've taken bits and pieces of what I've learned from different mentors and added it to my strategy to make it make sense for me. So yeah, you gotta have that dog in you for sure. I told my husband I'm gonna get him into it too. That's awesome. Yeah, it's way better when you do that too. It's just the journey is smoother and they can relate in terms of your wins and losses, and sometimes you don't want it to affect your day, but it does sometimes. But if you have your spouse or partner or whatever trading with you, they can relate and then help you out, and vice versa as well. So that's cool. I wish y'all the best on that. That's awesome. Let me get sorted. Sorry, I gotta just reading stuff real quick. Okay, you in the long? I am not in the long, no. I haven't scalped in so long. I was honestly waiting for us to come pull in a little bit before going higher because I don't necessarily like trading up here. This would have been a good entry. I like the pullbacks, right? You can make money doing momentum trading, I guess, and pullback trading. For me personally, I'd rather wait. Like, we're getting the pullback now, which is good. So we'll see. Let's look at what's gold doing right now. See, gold's pulling in too. Again, didn't think longs were good right now. I'd rather see us grab trendline liquidity first and then potentially go long. But we'll see. Nvidia, I was looking at that as well. Not much going on. It's post-market, so. Tesla was disgusting. Their earnings, I mean, they recovered though. Wow. That is a nice recovery. I'm just looking at this for the first time today. Wow. Yeah, okay, cool. And you can see it's a strong area. When looking for entries, what do you look for? There's a lot of different things. Sometimes I look for liquidity raids, like, sell side being taken out. So let's see. Something like this. If I look at a liquidity raid and then go on a 15-minute, ideally we would like to see an engulfing right after. So with this, I probably wouldn't have gone long until maybe up here, just to be honest, because I'm looking at swinging. So I'd probably get long here, stops at the low, and then maybe target previous highs. So I'll probably target back to these wicks. So it's still a good trade, right? Because if you look, you're like, dang, you're waiting that long. But for me, I'm okay doing that because remember, I'm going for singles and doubles. If I see a home run, I'll take it, but I'm not looking for that. I just like my single and doubles. They help me accumulate every day. Again, if I'm making 2 to 4K every day, or even 3 times a week, 4K a day, you know what I'm saying? That adds up. That's over 10K a week. So that's how I trade. I know not everyone trades that way, but I'm okay. I don't want to be the first person to go in. I'm okay waiting and seeing a confirmation. There are times where, okay, I might get in a little bit earlier. That's fine. But for the most part, I want to see some type of buyer sponsorship. I want to see buyers coming in showing me like, hey, it's time. I want to see like this crazy, like equal lows getting rated. This is perfect. And then boom, buyers coming in. That's great. Or, if we had something like this and we had a fair value gap formed, and I'm sure we did on a lower time frame somewhere, I'll wait for price to go back to the fair value gap and go in that way as well. This is stocks though, so not as good, but I'll wait. I'm very patient. I'm a very patient trader. If I see my setup, I will literally just sit and wait for hours for price to come near that zone and then show me that buyers are there. I'm not going in long on this candle. I used to do that all the time and I hated losing trades. It was annoying. So I was like, you know what, let me just be patient. And ever since I made that small change just to be patient, it's really changed the game for me. But some people want crazy RRs, that's fine. I'm thinking in my head as a hedge fund manager how I'm looking at things. Like, I know I'm not one right now, but I want to be one in the future. I don't think they care to make 1 to 100s. I think they care to make consistent gains on a consistent basis with low drawdown periods, right? So for me, I'm thinking the same way. I don't care to make a 10 to 1. If it happens, that's great. But for me, I'm cool to make 2 to 1s, 3 to 1s, 4 to 1s. If I see a 6 to 1, even better. And I can always add to the trade as it's going, in my favor, right? So that 2 to 1 can turn into a 4 to 1 or a 6 to 1 if I'm adding more positions. So that's how I look at it versus, okay, potential 10 to 1. That's fine too. People trade that way and that's fine. That's just not my style of trading. I'm a patient trader. Again, singles and doubles. Home run comes, cool. But I like to be more consistent in that way and take less losses, right? Yes, your RR is going to be as good if you're waiting for entries up here versus coming down here, and that's fine. Well, this is the 1 hour, so I enter on 15 minutes, so it's more refined, but you understand where I'm coming from. Seeing some drawing down on my 10K alpha challenge. Why don't they teach trading from kindergarten right now? We'd be all having over 20 years experience, traveled half the world. I agree. I don't know. That's a good question. I'm not sure why they don't do that. They should. It should be a class, but I have no answer for that. Like, tell us one thing that clicked in your mind about trading that changed everything for you and made you more profitable. Higher time frame analysis, waiting for daily closures. That's, if I had to say one thing, higher time frame analysis. I would always, when I first started trading, I wouldn't look at the daily that much. I look at the daily maybe on a Sunday just to see for the week, and then I'd always go to maybe the 4 hour or the 1 hour, and not even the 4 hour that much, really the 1 hour, 15-minute 5. It was still cool. I was still making money, but I saw a huge change once I started looking at the daily every day, looking at daily closers, right? Just seeing, okay, buyers were control today. I think we have a continuation tomorrow. I think we might have a power of 3, you know? And then from there, going to the 8 hour. I didn't have an 8 hour until maybe 2020, 2021. And then from there, that changed the game for me too. So really higher time frame analysis, that's super huge in my strategy, because a lot of people aren't looking at the higher time frame. They're looking at the 1 hour and then, you know, entering on a 5-minute, which is fine, but you want to know what's going on in the higher time frame so you can see weekly targets, daily targets, right? Yes, if you're just targeting previous day highs or previous day lows, that's cool too if that's part of your strategy. For me personally, I like to swing trade. I like to hold trades for multiple days. Sometimes I do hold trades just for a day, but I always look at the higher time frame analysis. That was the game changer for me personally, and I think that if a lot more people looked at the higher time frame, they would get way better results and see consistency and profitability way faster, in my opinion. But it takes years for some people to really understand that. They'll be like, you know, I want to look at the 5-minute every day and that's it. That's fine. If you see success in that, keep doing it. But if you're not seeing success looking at the 5 and 15-minute only every day, maybe try to bump it up, you know, a little higher. Look at the 4 hour, look at the 8 hour, look at the daily, you know, and then see from there. But yeah. All right, my boy Anthony, I think we're about to get ready for the giveaways. If you're there, my guy, you can take over. Hold on, let me talk to him real quick. What time frame do you like to make a trade? Have them. Okay, so if y'all can type in !join for the giveaway and just do it once, please. It's giveaway time. The time frame, what time frame do you like to make a trade off? 15 minutes my entry, but I like to, my favorite time frame to look at are the 8 hour and 4 hour, and of course I look at the daily. So if you type in, tell them to type, yeah, one time. So !join for the giveaway, please, but just once. There we go. There we go. Wait. Nightbot. What's the Nightbot doing tonight? Hey, yo. No, hold on. No. The Nightbot is a sniper. What is it doing right now? Yo, and is this supposed to happen? If so, I guess I'm new to this. Yo. Yo. In my head, I'm imagining people saying join and someone snatching them up. I'm like, damn, this is crazy. Yo. Oh my goodness. All right, you know what? Let's just chill. No more joins. Let's switch it up because, yo, the Nightbot is an assassin. That was insane. I thought I was in the Purge for a second. That was crazy work. You're good, my guy. Wait. Pause. No joins yet. We're gonna wait. We're gonna give it 5 more minutes. Let's let everyone get back in there. I apologize. We forgot to remove Nightbot. So yeah, it started taking people out. That was insane. So give us 5 minutes. Let's let everyone get back in, and then we're gonna do the giveaway. So you can ask questions, any more questions if you have some. I apologize for that. Bots are terminators for hey, for real. At least it knows it does its job well. But golly, that was crazy. Should have seen it from my point of view. People were just getting taken out. I was like, whoa. That was nuts. I'm not gonna lie. No. Don't give us at 5:20. We're gonna do the giveaway. So 5:20 Central, my time, in 3 minutes, we're gonna do the giveaway again. So you don't need to put the exclamation point join right now. Prop firm or live account? I have props, but both, right? You use the prop firm to withdraw the money and then put it into your live. That's how I look at it. For sure. Long-term, it's like long-term live for sure. But right now, prop, because we don't know how long online props are going to be around for. Ideally, we want it to be around for the next 10 plus years, right? But realistically, this is all new space. Even though it's been around for the last, 10 years, that still doesn't mean it's going to be around for the next 10 years. We'll see. Again, tell them to do, okay. No more join, Michael. Yeah. What's the best prop firm out there nowadays? It just depends, right? The ones that have been around for more than 5 years is what I would say, for sure. Like, you see a prop firm that's been around for 5 years or longer, 9 times out of 10, 7 times out of 10, they're good, but every prop firm has pros and cons, so you gotta just do your research on that, for sure. How do we know if we weren't kicked out? Well, we didn't announce it yet, so I'm gonna announce it in the next 2 minutes. Yeah, 2 minutes. Are you a car guy? Yeah, I am a car guy, but not like, I guess, let me not say I'm a car guy. Do I like cars? I do like cars, but if you ask me the difference between like turbo this or turbo that, I won't know, my car is straight piped. I have a Chally. I think that's, I think my dream car is definitely the McLaren, right? 720S, but I feel like that's everyone's dream car too. My apartment, they have Lambos, they have Ferraris, Aston Martins. So that's inspiration for sure. But would I have like 20 cars in my lifetime? I don't think so. I'm not like I'm really big on like, what is my interest? I don't know. I'm trying to think. Traveling, man. Like, I'm really big. I haven't really done it that much, and I've gotten a little taste of it, and now I want to travel everywhere. Like, if I could use my money on either buying a sports car or traveling to multiple countries, I'm traveling and staying at countries for weeks at a time. Okay. What's your most effective strategy? I would say I'll call it my crossover, which I think is very similar to the Judah swing, right? If I'm bullish, either ES or EU or gold on the day, I want to see a power 3. I want to see price hit Asia lows first and London lows, and then reverse during New York to hit Asia highs and previous day highs and previous week highs, and vice versa. So that's just one of the strategies I feel like works really well. In certain situations and environments. I'd have to show more, which I will over time for sure. But that's one of the strategies I use a lot and I really like. El Salvador, that'd be fire. I'd be down to do that. Okay, cool. So giveaway time. So if y'all could put exclamation point giveaway, not join, exclamation point giveaway, then we can choose some winners today. So exclamation point giveaway, please. And thank you. Yeah, we'll just wait. No, not join. Exclamation point giveaway. There we go. There we go. I like it. I'm trying to win today. I feel you. Hey, today might be your lucky day. Let's see. And I appreciate y'all for tuning in today. Been yapping for a while. I hope y'all took in a lot. I'm on Discord. If you have any questions, I'm in the ChartFanatics Discord. I post my analysis in there as well. This week has been pretty tricky, but I've been doing pretty well trading wise. So awesome. Yep. Exclamation point, giveaway, giveaway, giveaway. Nightbot's still in play. That thing is powerful, Edwin. my bad. It's on a mission. It's like that security guard that does the most. Just in there, just waiting, just looking at you. It's like, bro, chill, just vibe. Nightbot's like, nah, none of that. None of that. He said, no ticket, no entry. Awesome. All right, let's see. Alrighty. I think yes, please. Yes, let's do that. No ducks tonight. No, I don't think I'm a duck type of guy. That's more Tyler speed. If I had it my way, I'd have boxers fighting each other. That'd be cool. I have like the top 100 boxers just going insane. Okay. Sheesh. How many winners do we have? That's a good question. Let's see. We have... Okay, bet. We got 2 winners today. So this first one is gonna be for Apex. All right, are you ready? Let's do this. Winner is 44, the X Punisher 80. Congratulations, the X Punisher. So you be punishing X's or what? No, I'm just playing. Congratulations. You have won an Apex account, 44, the X Punisher 80. Are you there? If you're there, please say I. Or hey there. Oh, nice. You're here. Awesome. Congrats. 300K? Bro, give me one. I mean, yay. Congrats. Y'all giving out 300K? Riz, what's up, bro? No, I'm just playing. I'm just playing. All right. Let's do one more. The second one is for Funded Next. 300. Hey, congrats. Come on now. That's awesome. Please make sure you take it slow. You know what I'm saying? Try to pass it and try to get payouts. You got this. Okay. All right. Ooh, okay. I'm sure they can work something out. Just hit support on that. The second one is for Funded Next. All right. Ready, set, let's go. Hey, I want to say Ejimily, EJIML. No, I'm just playing. I don't know actually how to say it, but you've been asking really good questions today. So I really, really appreciate you. Shout out to you. You know what I'm saying? What are the odds? That's crazy. You asked really good questions and definitely seen your name in the stream today. So I'm gonna say EJIMLY. Now, no, I'm butchering it. It's probably Ejimily or I don't know. But yeah, congrats. Congrats. Awesome. That's great. Well, just want to say I appreciate y'all for tuning in. You know, we got Tyler, Marco, AB, all these guys, great personalities, great traders on the stream, and continue to please tune in, take in gems, write down in your notebook, and apply what makes sense to you. I hope everyone has a great day, and I'll see y'all next week. I'll talk in the Discord, but yeah, I'll see y'all here next week. All right, peace.